What's up, everybody? In today's video, I'll be showing you the 3 best rune farms you can use right now in Elden Ring. And the great thing is that 2 of these will not get patched, since they aren't glitches and more like methods. Hopefully, this can prepare you for the upcoming DLC, which will release in just a few months. I'll be starting off with the easiest rune farm first, then at the end, I'll show the hardest one. So let's get into it. Before getting into the farms, I would highly recommend grabbing this gold pickled foot right behind the spawn area. It's super easy to grab, and it'll boost your rune gain amount by a lot for a while. Just head to the first step, Grace. Then from there, head to this cliff behind this temple, and you'll see one of those wind tunnels which you can use while on torrent. So jump off the cliff, and as long as you're near the wind tunnel, you should be fine. Now go to the other side, over here, by this dead body, and if you haven't grabbed it already, you'll be able to pick up the gold pickled fowl foot. So whenever you're farming runes, just use this, and you'll be getting a bunch more. Now, onto the easy method. This doesn't take very long to do and can be done by any player, no matter how new they are, but it doesn't give that many runes compared to the others. You need to head to the Lenne's Rise Grace. If you don't have this, then you can get here from the 3rd Church of Marika. From here, just head through the doorway leading towards the little pond. At the end of this pond, behind all of the leaves, there will be a teleporter taking you to the other side of Pickled, almost exactly where we need to go. Once you use the teleporter, you'll spawn in this castle area, behind this big guy. Just walk past him, you'll be fine, and follow the road towards the next grace. Make sure you also pick up that golden seed along the way. After you've touched the grace, we won't be going across the bridge, but actually, we'll go to the left of the grace, around the bridge. Go around the left over here so you don't fall off the cliff and die, and be careful of all of these poison traps on the floor. Once you cross this bridge, we'll finally be at Lenne's Rise, where you can start this rune farm. Once you've rested at the grace, this is where the farm begins. Head down this path over here, and at some point down the path, a massive ball will spawn and start chasing you. If you avoid this, you get around 3,000 runes, and it's super easy to avoid. Just head left, around the ball. The ball will fall off the cliff, and you get your runes. Now, if you touch the grace after getting your runes, you can keep repeating this, over and over again, farming super easy runes. Like I said before, this method is best for those who have little to no experience on the game, and if it's your first time playing, this method is great to get started since you can make around 360,000 runes an hour, as long as you take no breaks. Now let's move on to the next rune farm. This one isn't really a method, since it isn't as repeatable as the other farm, but it can give you other rewards that are just, if not more useful than runes. This spot is a little later in the game, in Liurnia, specifically the converted tower. To get here, you should make a waypoint where I put mine, at the entrance of the cliff, and from the fallen ruins of the Lake Grace, head towards that waypoint. I would recommend doing this as soon as you can, since it's more of a glitch. This will most likely get patched, because it involved you instantly killing a boss without hitting him once. Once you get here, rest at the grace. Then, from the grace, head towards the edge of the map by these pillar-shaped rocks. You're going to want to climb up this rock in particular with your horse and climb the side of the mountain to this spot. This part is very important. Make sure the head of your horse is pointing towards the outside of the map, because if you don't do this, there's a high chance you'll hit the side of the mountain, making you unable to jump, then you die. Which is what I did right here. so just remember to angle your horse like this. Then, all you need is to jump once off the cliff, a little to the left, and after a second or two jump again, so you get that boost forward. If you did it right, you should start falling through the map. Now start spamming your attack button all the way down. I can't really show you, but after a minute, it'll say you've killed a boss, and you'll get 2 items to put in your flasks, and you'll also get around 3,600 runes. So it's up to you whether or not you want to do this method or the other one. Anyways, let's move on to the final, but the hardest and best paying rune method there is. For this one, you're going to need to have access to Mohgwyn's palace, and you're going to have to spawn at the palace approach Ledge Road Grace. If you don't have this, get ready because it's going to take quite a bit before you're able to get there. To start, head to the first step, Grace, and talk to the White Mask. If you've already killed him, then, for what I know at least, you can't get to the palace. But if there is a way, leave it in the comments below. Anyways, you're going to need to defeat Godric in the Stormvale Castle. Then once you've done that, come back here, and he'll have left a note saying, "Come to the Rose Church." The Rose Church is located in Lenne. To get here, spawn at the fallen ruins of the Lake Grace again, and head directly west, and it shouldn't be too long until you see it. The White Mask NPC will be standing here, waiting for you. I can't really show him since I've already completed the quest, but just go through all of his dialogue. And in the end, he'll give you 5 festering bloody fingers. These fingers are used to invade other players, and to go on to the next step of the quest, you have to use 3 of these fingers. It doesn't matter if you win or lose the invasion, as long as you use the 3 fingers, you're good to move on to the next step. Once you've used the 3 fingers, head back to White Mask, and he'll ask if you want him to anoint you. Say yes, and he'll give you an item called Lord of the Blood's Favor, basically a piece of cloth. You're going to need to dip this cloth in Maiden's blood, and the only way to do that is by first heading to the 4 belfries, which you can get to by following the path from the converted Tower Grace, up to the foot of the 4 belfries, then to the top of it. Once you make it here to the belfries, there will be a tower next to the Grace, and at this tower, there will be a chest. Inside the chest, you'll get an imbued sword key. This key gives you access to the portals on each of the belfries. You're going to want to use this key on the belfry closest to the top one, down here. Open the portal and use it, and you'll be taken here, the Chapel of Anticipation, which is also the tutorial of the game. Before you get your Maiden's Blood, you'll have to fight the boss in the tutorial again, which should be pretty easy. Once you've done that, head to the church where you first spawn in and go to this lady on the floor, and you'll have the option to soak the cloth in Maiden's Blood. You'll get the Maiden's Blood, then head back to White Mask at the Rose Church. You'll have him cut off your finger, then he'll give you an item or invitation to Mohgwyn's palace. Use it, and you'll finally be teleported to the palace. There's one more step before starting the final Rune Farm. Go up these stairs until you hit the first grace. Then go backwards and call in your horse. Then go through this blood area. Make sure you're looting the dead bodies, since they actually have some good stuff on them. Head left at this spot and keep going straight towards this path going up. You'll eventually make it to the Grace. Rest here, and this is where you can start farming runes. You will need a bow and a bunch of arrows, but basically, with your bow equipped, you need to aim at this giant bird across the ravine. Hold L1 to aim in by the way. Shoot the giant bird, and he'll fall to his death. When he dies, you'll get 11,000 runes for doing nothing. Rest at the Grace, and repeat. And those are the 3 best rune farming methods in Elden Ring right now. If you want more Elden Ring content like this, leave a like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated, and it shows you actually care about these videos. Anyways, see ya.